We're going to continue by programming a dice betting game using if and elif statements. So let me go over the rules. We're going to start off with some amount of money. We're then going to bet some amount of money each round that we play the game. When we play the game, we're going to roll a six-sided die. And based on the number we roll, that will determine our outcome. So if we roll a 6, we'll win double our bet. If we roll a 5, we'll win our bet. If we roll a 3 or 4, we will neither win or lose. If we roll a 1 or 2, we will lose our bet. So let's begin here by assigning the initial money that we come to play this game with as $100. I'm going to put this in a cell by itself. And then over here is we have to set our bet. So what are we going to bet each time? I'm going to bet $5. And then we're going to roll the dice. There's a ways to randomly generate dice rolls in Python. For now, we're just going to set it equal to some number. We'll just give us the best roll in the beginning, a 6. So if we roll a 6, that's where we're going to use our if elif blocks and program all of these different options. So if we roll a 6, then we will increase our money by twice the bet. So we're going to use this plus equals statement. So this is an augmented assignment statement. So we're going to do 2 times bet like this. So we're going to add, this is adding it to itself. So the way this assignment statement works is it does the stuff on the right side. So it's going to do 2 times bet, and then it's going to add it to itself and change that variable. All right, so that's all this code block is. We're going to go back over here to the beginning, and now we're going to implement the other one. So elif, so this is one where there are multiple branches. We have 4 branches over here. If the roll is 5, then what we're going to do is we're going to win. So we're going to do plus equals. And we are going to just increase by the bet. So not double our bet, just our bet by itself like this. Let's keep going. If we roll a 3 or 4, we won't win or lose. So we don't have to actually program anything here because the money will not change. If we roll a 1 or a 2, we're going to lose our bet. So this is a little tricky. So we're going to say if elif roll equals 1 or roll equals 2. So we're going to do an or statement, and we're going to go more into multiple Boolean conditions in a little bit. But this tests for either 1 or 2. Another way of doing this is saying less than or equal to 2. That's if you assume that the dice will only be 1 through 6 and can't be 0 or negative. But let's just leave it like this. So remember, or one or the other needs to be true, but not both. And if that's true, then the money will go down. So we're going to do minus equals bet. So we're going to subtract from money bet and reassign it to itself like this. Okay, then at the end, let's go ahead and exit out of the whole block. Sometimes we can put a space in between here just to separate it out. So we'll say is money, we'll just say current money, and then we'll put like this. We'll again use an F string over here to interpolate the money variable into this string and then print out that string. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. We're going to run it one time. When we run this cell, we know we have given ourselves a roll of a 6. So that will trigger just this code block, none of the other ones. So it'll run this and then it'll skip down over here and it'll print this out. So it will double our bet, add it to money. So double 5 is 10, adding it to 100 is 110. Let's go ahead and do that. So now our current money is 110. That's great. Let's go ahead and check the other ones. So if the roll is 5, and we'll keep the bet as 5 for now, then that will trigger this one. this branch. So it'll test here, that'll end up false. Then it'll test this one, that'll be true, which means it'll execute this branch, which is just one code block. It'll add 5 to the money, and then it'll skip down over here to the bottom. That's when the normal control flow continues. So I just executed that, we're up to 115. If we roll a 4, none of these will be triggered. They will test each and every one. Nothing will happen to the money, so it should stay the same. So current money is 115. I probably should have said current roll like this as well. And then current money. So I just executed that again. So I can execute this as many times as I want with 4 or a 3. Let's see, 3. Nothing will happen like that. And now let's go down to 2. We're going to lose our bet. So we should go back to 110. And if we roll a 1, we should go back down again. 5 more to 105. So we're going to learn in the future. I'm continuously executing the cell. This is a good time to have a loop. So some kind of loop where you can play until you reach a certain amount of money, or just play a certain number of times. And then you would have to randomize the roll, or have some way of having some user input for this roll in order to make the game more interesting than just plugging it in by hand. So you can see how we're inching towards the next phase, which is looping. But a big part of control flow is also this conditional statements, which is if, elif, and so forth. So we don't need an else statement over here. It would only be able to come at the very end. Nothing happens when you roll a 3 or a 4. The last thing to note is that the money is set over here in one cell. We are not executing it over and over again. It's separate, so it's set one time. Otherwise, the money would always get set to 100 each time we run each individual roll. And in this game, we want to just accumulate our wins and losses, not to just reset back to 100. Okay, so that's how you would program this simple dice betting game. In the future, our programs will progress and hopefully get a lot more fun and interesting. But this is sort of the first example of a game. It's the very simplest game that you could probably program. But so this is a start, and things will get much more interesting and more challenging as we go along.